Ashe wakes up around 3:30. And then Adit is thinking it's 6 o'clock in the morning, so he's just not letting put Ashe to sleep. And then I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Because Ashe came over and jumped on me, and I was like, what are you doing?
Oh god.
It's like almost 4 right now. And I'm trying to put him back in his room, and now he's crying.
Oh no.
And then I bring him back. If I bring him back, he's playing.
He's wide awake.
He's wide awake. Oh my god. But yeah, he didn't fall asleep till 6 o'clock. And then it's my time to wake up anyways.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Kids, what can you do?
Yeah, that's a rough
When you have
life.
kids, you don't get sleep.
We are scaring Jenny.
Oh, I'm not having them, so it's cool.
Jenny's like, I'm not having
Yeah,
it.
I get to sleep for as long as I want.
Yeah. So that's
Couldn't
fun.
do what you guys do.
Yeah. I have my niece coming over in a couple of weeks for 4 days.
For 4 days, that'll be fun.
Not 4 days, maybe 3 days.
Is your sister going on vacation?
No, so Bella has a spring break, and my brother-in-law has a spring break week before her, and my sister is like, she was like, oh, I will have to figure something out, like maybe take Bella with her to her clinic. And I was like, why don't you send her to my house?
Oh, that is so fun.
So she's coming in like a couple of weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
is she excited?
She is excited. I'm excited. I'm like, I told her that I was like, hey, after work, you're taking care of boys. I'm doing girly stuff with my chick.
Go get your nails
Yes,
done together.
that's why she's coming. That's why she's coming, because last time she came, we went for like mani pedi, and she loved it. So she's
So
like,
you have to do it again.
Yep. I was like, I'm gonna do all my girly stuff.
I love that.
I'll take.
It's gonna be so fun.
I know. I'm gonna go
Face
out on a date
mask,
with
yes.
her.
I love that.
So I was like, you take care of the boys.
Yes.
I can't wait. But let's start.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Takes from Below. This is Kandarp.
This is Aayushi.
This is
Anyways,
Jenny.
hey guys, today's episode topic is vacation drama. We are gonna cover stories related to vacation and dramas. Let's get into it. Do you guys wanna? Who wants to go first?
Scissors, shoe.
You guys pick.
All right. Whoever wants to do rock paper scissors with me
I
first.
do.
All right.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors.
It's all your fault. I was like, she's going for rock.
I'm like, I'm doing rock.
I was like, she is? Yes. Oh my god, I'm getting so excited. All right, let's go.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoe. Rock, paper, scissors, shoe.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my god, I'm
Number
so excited. I was so excited. I don't think I ever won. Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Oh yeah, I did.
So?
All right.
I don't think I'm the only one who hasn't won. Other than the last time cheating.
No,
you're
you
sitting
did.
out. You're sitting out.
Yes.
Supposed cheating.
It was cheating. It was so cheating.
All right. So, guys, my story is from r/am I the asshole, and the username is u/ok_clue_6722. And the topic is, am I the asshole for telling my daughter-in-law and son that it is too late and I will not change the family vacation plan so they can come?
No.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, if things are already booked and somebody's asking you to change the plans, somebody else to come, not the
You
asshole.
have to see. You have to see.
Jenny's thinking it's mother-in-law.
Evil mother.
Right? That's what you're thinking.
Maybe.
All right. So the story is, every year I try to do a family vacation around Easter. I ask everyone for their availability. The best day for almost everyone was a winter vacation. My daughter-in-law and son told me that days wouldn't work for her, so they can't come. I asked if the backup days would work, and it was a no. Usually the vacation is something that everyone can drive to, it was going to be the same until all the adults agreed the kids were old enough to leave the country. So now the trip is to Europe. Everyone has bought their tickets, and I have booked where we are staying. Everything is getting finalized. My son and daughter-in-law were not in the family vacation chat since they weren't going on the vacation. They heard about the plans and want to be added now. She called me up asking about it and what they need to do. I asked her how could she get off from work, and she explained she just could. I personally think she didn't want to go on the trip until she learned and it was to Europe, and lied to me that she couldn't come in the first place. I told her it is too late. Things are booked, and I'm not willing to pay more than I already have. I paid for all the lodging. We would need to upgrade to fit two more adults. She asked if I was serious and that it is cruel to not include them on a family trip around Christmas. I told her it is what it is and it's not my fault. My son is pissed. He told me that I can afford to add two more adults. That is true. I repeated what I told his wife. He called me a jerk. I want an outside opinion. Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
No, she's not the asshole, I guess. I guess they're kind of hey, they didn't want to go somewhere if it was just like to another state, but then they hear
Yeah.
it's Europe, she's paying for it. I kind of feel like she did that to spite them. She's like, you know what? Let's go to Europe this time.
Well, no,
I
she
don't think
said that
so.
the kids were other people who were going on a vacation. I guess like grandkids are old enough, so they probably be like, okay, kids are old enough, so we can go out of the
Go somewhere
country.
else.
Maybe that's what it was, but I mean, hey,
She asked them for the
she
abilities, right?
asked,
Yeah.
She
right?
asked,
So,
"Hey,
but
you
like
guys
they could
any
have
of the
just
backup
said
dates?"
if the daughter-in-law and son were just honest, like, hey, we don't want to go any places around here.
Yeah.
So we are out. If they had used that as an excuse, if
Mm.
that was the excuse, but now that they are going to Europe and now you're all of a sudden getting days off from work,
That's true. But they
so
probably didn't want to take off or spend money or whatever if
then they have to be honest about it.
yeah,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
true.
You're not gonna. Oh, sorry, I can't get days off from
Yeah.
work, right?
Yeah.
Like you should not say that if that's not a legit excuse,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Like
true.
I mean, for example, like Adit's family is trying to go on a vacation and some people wants to do within US and some people are like, sorry, we don't want to. We want to go outside of the country. So they're like,
They're just
okay,
Wait
they're,
your
they're just
voice.
they're just not agreeing about it, and we are not going on vacation.
oh, you're not
No
going.
vacation. Just because there's an agreement.
Yes, there is
No
no
vacation's
agreement,
happening.
so we are not going anywhere. But
Oh, that sucks.
but like the point is that at least everybody's being honest. Like, hey,
That's
that's
true.
not what we
Yeah.
want. Instead
I
of
feel
like, oh, we can get days off, you know.
yeah, true. I feel like there's just something about their relationship that it turned out that way or something. I don't
I mean,
know.
I'm pretty sure that I mean it's daughter-in-law, mother-in-law. You know
Yeah,
how
that's true. I know
it's
how that
like
is.
given. Um, everybody knows
Yeah, true.
that there is
It's
no
just tough.
Always dramas.
Yeah.
always dramas. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say. But like, um, but yeah, I don't think she's the asshole. But OP
What were the comments saying?
comments. Well,
Or if there's an
so
update.
she was not the asshole. That's
Oh,
what
the verdict.
everybody
Mhm.
voted for. There was a top comment, but looks like that's been removed.
Mm.
But the OP responded to that. I know they will not be able to afford it if they have to buy their own lodging and everything. I could give them that option, but I think it will throw gas on the flame. So I don't know what. No.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah, I
would be
was
so
thinking about
bitter.
that. I was like,
Oh
if it's
yeah.
too much of a
Also,
change, let them book their own
They won't do
accommodation.
it.
yeah, they can, but
But I guess
it
that
sounds
answers that
Just be
like they
question.
bitter.
don't. They
That
can't.
answers that question.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, see, that's the other thing, right? Like, okay, so now you want to come on a free vacation with me?
Of course. Yeah.
Like, okay, so then at this point, I'm like, she is not the asshole.
Wait, does she always pay? Like for their
I don't know.
vacations?
That's a good question.
I wonder.
She said, no, didn't she say like I pay for the
The
Like she's
lodging.
paying this time, but I wonder if like she usually pays for them. Just curious.
She was paying for the lodging.
So she said everyone has bought their tickets and I have booked where we are staying. So I guess she's always paying for the lodging. And since it's always drivable distance, it makes sense that
Right.
she doesn't have to pay for the ticket. And I guess they are doing the same thing. And from the sound of it, where she says I have to get a bigger lodging, maybe they are doing Airbnb,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? So maybe she might be like, oh, I'll cover the living cost.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, but everybody's saying, yeah, you're not the asshole.
No updates or anything.
Let me see, because this is like almost a year old, 209 days old.
Oh wow, it's really
No update, but she has been very active in comments, so we can put the link if anybody wants to go. But yeah, she has been responding to everybody's comment. I'm trying to see if there is anything.
anything new she tells us maybe.
Yeah. Oh, so someone asked info. I'm curious as to why the destination for the trip was not also decided when the dates were. Dates were though. I wouldn't really want to commit to an unknown vacation until I had a few details either.
That's how I feel too.
Also, if they said when the date was picked that they were coming, would the lodging not have still been more with the two extra people? Why were you okay with the extra cost then, but not now? Is it just spite?
Ooh.
So the OP's response is our family always does dates first, since it is much harder to find time for everyone that works. When we know the date, we picked a place that would be nice and fit the time. It doesn't make sense to say a beach vacation when we don't know if summer will work, or let's go skiing if we don't know it will be in winter. Also, before we wanted in driving distance for everyone this season. It says also before we wanted in driving distance for everyone the season me go will change what we are doing.
The season, essentially, season based on the season, it'll
I
depend.
guess
Oh,
depends
okay.
on the vacation. I guess
Yeah.
that's
It's a
what we're
weird
trying to
way to
say. But like,
word
yeah,
it.
it's very. I guess it's a typo. Maybe she
Yeah,
might be typing. But I kind of agree because that's what we do when we are planning vacations. Like for example, with Adit's cousin, we pick the date first, and then we try to figure out what place we should be going. And yeah,
That
that's
makes
where we did
sense.
not agree.
Yeah.
We agreed on a date first. Like, hey, this does this work? Does that work? Because like schools and vacations and other like work related stuff, so we figure out the dates first, so which I agree. We usually do the dates and then the location.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's
but I think also like the part where the other person was like um about the lodging, like wouldn't it have why would it cost more? It will cost more because she already did the booking. If she
so they would
cancels
have
it,
to
she would have to
cancel
pay the
and
cancellation
yeah.
fee. Like I don't think the person realized that.
Yeah.
So
Unless the lodging that they already had booked could accommodate two more people and then just had to pay the extra for two more people, that may have been a different
yeah, but
story.
I doubt
True.
that
Yeah.
that was
But
the
if it
case.
was a
But
case
yeah,
of where they have to cancel and rebook and find a new place, so go through the whole research and
Yeah, that's
spend
so
the time trying to
yeah,
find a new spot
yeah. So yeah,
and go through that because if they're on the group chat, chances are, I mean, if there's any of the group chats like that I'm in with our vacation planning, we pick an Airbnb, send it out to group chats. Everybody agrees, doesn't agree, do they like it, not like it, and then if they had to rebook it, they had to go through that
yeah,
whole process again.
yep.
too much.
And it looks like someone did ask them info. Would it cost you more than it would have if they were able to go from the start? And then OP said, definitely, I would be hit with cancellation fee and it will be more last minute.
There you go.
So I don't get deals anymore, which makes sense that she probably did reservation way in advance
Mhm.
and last minute will be like prices might have gone up.
Yep.
So yeah, not the asshole. I mean, if they're ready to pay for themselves, go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, let them pay
There
for
you
it.
go.
Yeah.
Get their own accommodation, get their own flights. I
Mhm.
mean, They have to get their own flights out regardless.
Exactly.
The accommodation, get a hotel. Get a hotel nearby.
Yep.
All right. Who wants to go next? Oh, rock, paper, scissors. Sorry.
Ready?
Let's move on.
Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Stop! Stop! Maybe this might fix it.
Maybe
you know?
maybe it'll reverse.
Yeah, like those old movies where like someone get hit on the head and they lose their memory.
You can add it there. Memory comes back.
So true.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You broke me. You broke me.
Hey, I'm just trying to get you to ready prepare for that competition.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna throw you off, right? That's
They're off times. It's fine.
hey, if when you're in the competition, people are gonna try to throw you
No,
off.
it's illegal. It's not allowed.
But I do want to look into that competition.
Yeah.
Definitely want to
For
go for
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Next year we might get ready for it.
Let's do it. We can practice. We can
Yeah, right.
practice reading each other's minds.
Yes, like read each of the mind. Like,
So my story was posted on Am I the Asshole? Username I'm on vacation. That's the
okay,
username.
I love it. I'm on
That's-
vacation.
Nice.
I would love to retire too, but yeah.
All right. Title is Am I the Asshole? I went on vacation with my friend and her family, and they kicked me out. I got my own room and stayed.
No.
No.
Yeah, you live your life. Take your
Yeah.
vacation. Hell yeah.
All right. So let's get into the story then. I'm in college, and my roommate from last year, Meg, whose family is really rich,
Yep.
said she could bring a friend on vacation. It was kind of awkward. I was her third choice, but her family vetoed the first two because they didn't want her bringing a boy or this other female friend of hers they disliked. Her parents bought my plane ticket and booked the resort, which I was very grateful for. Saved a lot of money up so I could make sure I buy my own food and activities when I'm there. And to treat her family to dinner as a thank you for the tickets. But when the trip started, it was just bad. It was her, me, her mother, her father, two of her father's friend, and three brothers going. On the flight, they all got first class, got me an economy seat, but I didn't say anything because why argue about a free ticket?
Exactly.
The first night they went to a grocery, it turns out they wanted to cook at the resort kitchen for the whole trip. And by they wanted to cook, it actually turned out that they wanted me and Meg to cook. I wasn't warned about this, but it turns out Meg's family is so traditional that they see cooking as a woman's job. And her mom just had a hand surgery. So
That's why they wanted female.
Oh my god.
person.
So it was me and Meg cooking every meal for 6 men and her mom. And I can't cook well. I know a couple staple meal to feed myself, but since I rarely eat meat, I don't know how to cook it. I'm also okay at cooking for 1 or 2, but no practice cooking for a group of 9. I screwed it up, undercooked the chicken and overcooked some steak, and her dad was angry with me. I got short with him and told him that if he knew how to do better, he could pitch in and instead of standing around criticizing.
Go girl.
But he got furious and said he was on his vacation. I said that I was trying to have a vacation too. And did they invite me to be an unpaid domestic servant?
That's exactly what they were doing.
Meg's parents and dad's friend got angry. I said that and started yelling at me. The argument escalated. I sarcastically called them myself the help. His dad snapped at me and told me to get out of the suite and go home. He didn't say shit about how he expected me to do that. I left and called an airline with my ticket. and asked them if they could do anything to prevent anyone else from modifying or canceling my ticket. They let me set the passcode, and no changes could be made to the flight without it. Then I went to the resort desk and asked about a room, saying I was stranded unexpectedly. They actually did have some affordable rooms available because of the weekday discount. So I got a housing and still had enough left over for touristy stuff. I went sightseeing and relaxed on the beach for 3 days until Meg's parents ran into me. They were taking a sunset walk and did a double take seeing me on the beach. They said they thought I was going home. And I said I decided to stay. They were angry because they saw me staying and using the return flight as having deceived them into thinking I couldn't afford a vacation and using them for flights when I could actually afford things. Am I the asshole for staying on the vacation and using the flight home?
No.
No, they
No.
wanted you as their servant. Oh
No.
my
And
gosh.
also, what kind of resort lets somebody else use the kitchen? I want to know.
Yeah, that's so strange.
Some rich
Oh yeah, they are rich.
resorts.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I
they
mean,
got
if
the
you-
money.
I mean,
Right.
I
Still,
mean, like if you're that rich, then why aren't you bringing your own
bring a chef.
chef,
with
I was, I
you?
was thinking, yeah,
They're rich with
or
their
hire
cheese.
Exactly.
or
Like
hire a
rich
chef
people
from
will
the area.
exactly.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you can always do that. So
Why didn't the friend warn her? Like it seems
maybe
like they all knew.
no, but the friend was probably like, you know what? I need someone to help me, otherwise
But
I
she
will
needs
be
to
She's
help
screwed
her.
myself.
Yeah,
She's
like,
screwed about
she
like
was
oh,
like-
they're gonna want you to be a slave while you're there, a servant while you're there. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
But then they would have came.
Right.
And she'd have been stuck by herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's messed up of her
Yeah,
to
but so
do to a
she probably
friend.
would be like, I don't want to cook by myself
That's not a
for
friend.
all these people because my mom
It's
can't
not your
help.
fault your family sucks.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. Like in this time, like there are people like this that
Yes.
still exist.
Thinking that women need to cook for them all day.
I know. And
Ugh.
he gets mad
I
that hey, you
know.
did
Mhm.
not cook
my steak or overcooked my
overcooked.
steak.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you do it yourself.
Yeah,
like
she had a point. Like
how
can't
do
do
you even know?
better.
How do you even know I overcooked it? Like, come on.
Just eat it.
Exactly. Like,
Like you should be happy you got a meal.
Just
The undercooked chicken
exactly.
though is kind of scary. But wow.
I would have done that on purpose and be like,
I know,
eat
right?
this.
Get sick your whole vacation.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe. And
Yeah.
also like mom for even agreeing to do that.
I know.
But maybe because she's getting money, so she's like, oh, why not?
It's interesting that you brought that up. Like the Meg that has to cook by herself. The friend has to be cooking, right?
Yeah.
So one of the comments that the OP did respond back to was just that.
Yeah.
I feel the comment was, I feel really bad for poor Meg. She still left cooking
Yeah.
for all those people, but now she has to do it alone.
That's her
She
family.
really should have warned the OP that
Yes.
they would put it in this position, though,
Yeah.
not the asshole.
Mhm.
Heck.
The response of the OP was, yes, yeah, I don't know what to feel about her right now. I feel kind of bad for her if she is cooking 3 meals a day for 8 people alone, despite them
Yeah.
all being loaded enough to go eat out all the time. But I also feel kind of upset at her because if you know your family sees cooking as a woman's work only and you're inviting a woman around your family,
Mhm.
it's not
No,
that
no,
hard.
No. She wanted to invite one guy. Her family said
Yeah.
it has to be a
Be a
woman.
girl.
Yes.
So
Yes.
family was making her bring a girl on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going based on what he's saying.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you know what? Like, family was doing it
Mhm.
on. They knew what they were doing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that's what the thing is, right? Like, the father was like, I am seeing this, like, me paying for your vacation as in, like, a payment
Ugh.
for your service
Yeah.
of, like, cooking it.
That's what I
Right.
feel like. It was like, all right, we paid for your food, right? Or
Yeah.
not for we pay your airline, the
Airline and
hotels,
hotels,
and so you
yeah.
got to come cook for us.
Yeah, but then
So
that needs
terrible.
to be there. Like that expectation should
Yeah.
have
Oh,
been put out
yes.
before. Like
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
conversation needs to be done
She probably
before.
would have
Like,
said no.
and also like I want to know how old is the OP?
I know, me too.
Because you literally just abandoned someone out of country, and I
Yeah.
don't know what country it is and how safe that country is
Yeah,
for
they didn't
like
mention any of that. in
exactly.
there.
Like if this person is like teen, that's messed
Oh,
up
God,
for
it's so
18
messed
or
up.
something. I mean, even though 18 is adult, but
Still
I
a
would
teen to me.
still exactly I would
Yeah.
still be like pissed that you're abandoning a kid.
Teenager. Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And from the sound of it, it looks like she might be like a college student, maybe
Yeah,
Possibly.
because she said she had to save up, so she can still. And she was so nice. She was saving
nice.
up to like maybe pay for a dinner one day for a
Yeah,
whole
F them. Treat
family for
yourself.
paying. Yeah.
Oh my god, insane.
Yeah, one other comment was like, I'll be doing microwave meals.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, that's so.
But they did the grocery, so
Oh,
you know.
dang, they knew. They're like, no frozen meals here.
Oh, I would be like, you know what? Since you're paying for it, I will do the grocery shopping, and then I'll just get
Get all
everything.
frozen stuff.
Yeah.
All frozen stuff.
All
Yeah,
frozen stuff. Like, oh yeah, it will
Love
be done
that.
in like 10 minutes. Oh man. Or I would just with that money, I would just be like ask one of the resort chef, be like,
That's what I'm thinking. I was like, okay, so why couldn't, if they're so rich and they're
Exactly.
utilizing the
Mhm.
resort's kitchen, they could have easily just hired the chef from the resort.
yeah,
They could have just as much as whatever they pay to use a resort kitchen. They could have been like, yeah, can we also get a chef,
Right.
like a personal chef as well?
yeah.
So weird.
I know, like I have friends like they went to Costa Rica and they hired chef the whole week that
Wow.
they were there,
That's
and it
awesome.
didn't cost them that much money.
Huh.
I know. So I would have if I got you are
I'm
traveling. I would have my own chef travel with me.
Yes.
And if they were that traditional, they could have also requested a woman chef.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
Even though it's
fucking messed up.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Since they were so traditional,
Like, what the hell?
I'm just saying. Since they were so traditional.
Say bring your wife this week. Because
I'm not. Hey, what I'm saying is because of the conversation, they'll be saying they were so traditional that women cooks,
Yeah,
right?
women cooks, yeah, but
So
still.
I'm just saying, if they wanted to stick with that tradition,
I get it. We're just pulling your
yeah. That is hilarious.
but we both said it at the same
Yeah,
time.
we're
That's
like,
fucked up.
wait a minute. Like,
they could have.
that
Didn't.
I mean, knowing them, I feel like that's what they will do. But don't think it that way.
yeah.
You are not like
They could-
that.
Yeah.
I'm saying they could have.
They could have. That's true. That's true. Knowing them, I feel like they would.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's why they don't want to pay for it, right? Like they're like, oh, since we have women in house, they should just cook. And technically, getting OP is kind of like hiring a woman too,
Yeah.
because they made sure daughter brings a girl instead of a woman.
Also, now that I think about it, if you actually, I'm pretty sure there are sites where, and not Craigslist, but other legitimate site where you probably could put an ad for it saying, "Hey, we'll pay for the vacation, we pay for the flight, you come and cook for us."
I mean, like, yeah, people. I'm pretty sure people
would do it, and
people
just
like, don't people hire like a traveling nanny
Yeah.
they do.
to help with like, oh, you take care of my kid while we are traveling. I'll
Yeah,
pay
no, but
for
I'm saying
everything.
even just for because at that point they still would have to pay the nanny. But I'm saying if the idea was to get somebody for
Yeah,
free,
Right.
I know, but like I'm
pay
I'm
for
pretty
that.
sure there
Right.
has to be something. But just hire a chef over there. Like
Yeah.
it's not that hard. But yeah, I don't think OP is fine.
It probably would have been cheaper.
Please
to
don't
hire
be
a chef.
friend with this.
Yeah.
I
No more
feel bad for Meg,
F
but
Meg. She didn't have to bring someone else
but
in
you
on
also
her
don't know how
misery.
she's been
I'm sure.
treated, right?
Imagine if her friend wasn't there. They probably do worse to her, like hit her or something. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, if the friend was not, like OP wasn't there,
Yeah.
then the Meg would have been hit by.
Maybe.
Ah.
Who knows?
But
how
that's
they
what I'm
treat her
saying.
at
Like
home.
you don't know how Meg has been treated, but
Yeah, but it's not fair to bring someone
I
else
know.
into it. You know?
Sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I hope Meg gets
A better
runs
family.
out of the family.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of money she will miss out on that, but no inheritance. So no updates, nothing, right?
No, that was the only update.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can move on.
Sounds good. So my story is from r/am I the asshole. The username is u/throwrayberry4863. And the title is, Would I be the asshole for going on vacation instead of my son's wedding?
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
One more time.
I got it, but I was like, wait, really? Is that even a question?
Yeah.
Son's wedding or a vacation?
But
Like,
like,
really?
who booked what first? Was the vacation done first or wedding?
Still, it's your son's wedding.
I know that's true too. Maybe mother doesn't have or father doesn't have a good relationship. I don't know. Maybe son is an asshole. But yeah, you are an asshole for now.
Yeah.
For now you are.
For now, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. For
Let's
now
see.
you are.
So I, 44 female, have 2 children, 23M and 21F. My ex-husband divorced me 10 years ago. He swears he didn't cheat, but 2 months after he told me he wanted a divorce, he was with another woman. We had split custody. I had Monday through Thursday, which meant that I was a parent that had the schoolwork, sports, extracurricular side of parenting. I was also much poorer than him and his new wife. I always felt disrespected by my ex. My kids didn't know better and they were not the nicest teenagers, but they grew out of it as they became adults. After my daughter went to college, I started dating again. I met a man who was wonderful and treated me like a queen. No one had ever been so kind to me. He's met my children a couple of times. They haven't warmed up to him and vice versa. My son is getting married. He sat me down and told me he planned to do a mother and son dance with not only me, but his stepmother. I would have swallowed my pride and accepted it, but my son informed me that his father was pitching in for the wedding, and that's why his stepmother would get the first mother and son dance. It was humiliating, and I cried when I told my husband. He said that I didn't have to go to the wedding. He said that he could buy vacation tickets and we could just go on a vacation instead. I didn't want to miss my son's special day, but my husband told me there's probably 100 ways the day would make me feel worse. My son's father had a father of the groom speech, and I know it would include a slight insult about me. My husband said that if my son cared about me being there more than some money, he never would have agreed. To make it more complicated, my husband is offering to take me somewhere I've always wanted to go. I don't know. Would I be the asshole if I went on vacation instead of my son's wedding?
Kind of.
Kind of. So, because here's the thing, as a parent, I would be maybe like, I won't go for reception, but at least go to the ceremony.
Yeah, and then go on your vacation after.
Yeah, and then
Yep, there you go.
like
Yeah.
I'll just go on a vacation.
Yeah, so you don't
Yes.
have to see
So
all
I
the
don't
other
have to
stuff.
see that, but also
smart.
like if my son would do that to me, I would be really hurt,
I know.
right? Like I would be like, I don't know, like, or as a even as a daughter or like anybody, if my parents were separated and I was in a same situation, I would be like, you know what, I don't want money. I will just cut the cost somewhere else, or I will just elope instead of giving a chance to my stepmom
Yeah.
to dance,
Right. I don't
or
like
even
that.
like stepdad to dance with me before my own
That
father.
also depends on what the bride is
Yeah.
also in agreement of that or not. Because at that point, you have multiple heads. in
Yeah, but
this.
like it looks
So
like
it makes it complicated.
I mean, it looks like bride is agreeing with that because she's probably getting money to get her
Yeah.
dream wedding. But I'm just saying in general, like as a daughter or son, I would be like, no, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a complicated situation.
It is, but like as a son, would you be like, okay, dad, thanks for paying. I will have a first dance, mother and son dance with
I
my
agree with
stepmom.
that.
So exactly,
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm
yeah.
saying that if
But
you're
like, but I'm
if
not
you
saying
don't
like,
take the
yeah.
money, but then you also have the woman of your life that you're marrying, that something that she wants.
But then
So
wait for
it's
a few
like,
more years and then get.
where do you go?
But then at that point, like maybe push your wedding back and save up on your money and then get a wedding. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Possible.
So I mean, there is another way, but like you should not let someone use money as an excuse to get the way you want.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like
Mhm.
that's what it is. Like so that's why I'm saying like the son is an asshole for that.
He is an asshole. That's what I was
But
thinking.
let's say, even if you want to be part of it because he's your son, you
Mhm.
can just go to the reception. I'm sorry,
The wedding
ceremony,
ceremony.
and don't go for the reception and just walk out.
and then go on your vacation at that
Yeah.
point.
So someone literally said, "Go to the wedding, but skip the reception and head to the airport for your vacation."
There you
So,
go.
Yeah, there,
like,
there you
you're
go.
not the asshole, but like maybe
Yeah.
compromise a little
Yeah.
bit, you know?
Compromise, yeah.
Part of the event.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It is a very tricky situation. Is
is.
there an update though?
No, let me see. Let me see before.
But what do you guys think? Because I feel like I'm the one who.
I don't think she's the asshole
Yeah.
if she decides not to go because she already did enough for those kids and they're clearly picking their father and his wishes and not considering her feelings. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It's time for her to live her life, but this is for
Yeah.
someone who doesn't have kids. So I don't know.
Yeah. What do you?
I she should definitely attend the wedding,
Yeah.
not skip it entirely.
Okay. So basically, go to
Yeah.
the ceremony, skip
Yep.
the reception. At least that way you have your pride. Yeah.
Maybe have the conversation or talk to the son again and hey, this is what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
I wonder if she had a conversation with son. Because if, I mean,
This
yeah,
is
talk to your son and just see what
exactly.
he
I was
says.
gonna
And if
say.
he
Yeah.
still sticks to it, be like, okay, I will just show up for the
Yeah.
wedding, but not for the reception.
That's one thing is I wonder if
Is she
she
updating?
talked to
No,
the son
no,
or
no.
not
She
about
only
the
made 2
situation or how it makes her feel.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if let's say the son says, so here's the twist to that then. So let's say if mom does talk to the son
Hmm.
and then son says, nope, I'm not changing anything. You come if you want, don't come if you don't want to come.
Then I won't
At
even
that
go.
point, forget
Then,
everything. At that
exactly.
point, forget
At
everything.
that point, it's like, you know what?
And then
Maybe
I'll go on that
maybe
vacation.
I don't have a son.
Yeah, there you
Like,
go.
you know,
Yeah, live your
at
life.
that point, I would be like, fuck yeah, go on a vacation. Like, you
There
know,
you go. So,
you know what? Renew your vows on your vacation on that fucking day. Like,
Yes,
oh my
love
God,
that.
like,
See, that's yeah. And the
yeah.
ex-husband's such an asshole. Like
I
don't
know. I know. Oh my God, that's such a petty revenge.
Mhm.
But yeah, but yeah, have a conversation. If not, if son is like, no, but we really want to have this wedding, then just go on a ceremony.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or don't go. Whatever
Or
you
don't
want.
go. Yeah. If son is being an asshole, I would just say
Yeah.
just don't go.
Yeah, if he's being an asshole
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But if
But-
he's, in that complicated situation, then let's go for the wedding.
You've done
Yeah.
enough for your kids, I think.
Yeah.
5 hours is fine. Just get of their lives, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
The biggest life
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
biggest day of their life.
That's
Yeah.
fine. No, they're gonna have kids and stuff, right? Isn't that like if they have kids?
And
isn't
I
that
hope
the
their
biggest-
kids do the same thing to them.
Huh? Yeah.
Right?
See?
Exactly.
Mm.
There is this saying in our culture where like it's something like like I don't know how to translate that.
What?
It's like कोई ने जने कोई ना पहुंचे ने पेट पहुंचे, which means like like
I haven't heard of that one.
I don't. It means like like nothing can teach you, but your kids will teach you the lesson in life. Like something kind of like in that manner, as in like
you won't learn life lessons until you have
kids.
When you have your
like
own
when your
kids.
kids will show you
I guess
what
exactly the
your
situation.
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
right?
You're put in that own situation with your own kids.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like how your kids turn out to be like exactly like you and how you were.
Oh God. Oh my God.
So you will get to learn that, oh, I was such an asshole. Like,
Oh, that's
because your kids are
good quote.
Yeah. Something like that. So yeah.
Interesting.
But all right, guys, this is it for this episode, and we'll be back next week. If you have any takes, please comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.